Emergency Broadcast. Crimson Alert. Chapter 10. The man remained still, blood dripping down his body. Then the blood froze and moved, beginning to collect and swirl about his chest, limbs, thighs, and neck. It shimmered in the light, hardening into a soft, leathery texture. His eyes never left my face, studying it with a salacious fascination. "Rejoice," he said again. "Freedom is at hand." No one dared say a word as he began walking towards us, swaying his hips. "I apologize. There have not been proper introductions." Then he smiled, the kind of smile that make a snake's blood freeze. "I am a man of wealth and taste," he laughed. "And you are my devoted converts." "Converts?" someone said as he stood up. "Converts? What the hell are you talking about?" "Freedom," the man said. "True, pure freedom. That is what I offer." "How?" someone else spoke up. "We just saw you kill a man." "Because he wished," the man answered her, "to oppress you. That is what you humans do best, yes? Oppress each other. Yes, it is, I know. I've seen you all do it for centuries. What else can humanity do aside from scramble on a pile of corpses to reach the top? You walk in a graveyard, do you know that? Sleep, eat, fuck, kill, in the graveyard you call Earth." "And who are you to tell us this, cunt?" Rosie said. "Who are you?" The man slowly turned to her, then glanced at me, briefly. "I am your liberator." "Bullshit!" someone else cried out. "Get thee behind me, Satan!" The man turned to this individual and laughed again. "Ah, now you come out and say it. The name you gave me. Accuser, adversary. Tell me, what have I done which you humans have not done to each other? Have I ever killed, raped? Perhaps, but if so, what makes it wrong?" "God does," someone else cried out. "Then, where is God to protect you all?" Silence. Why would that king, loving God, not intervene here and prevent such a catastrophe? Perhaps it is because he does not care for you. "Lies." "Ah, that is what he said. I am the father of lies, yes? And does that not make God the grandfather of lies?" "How can we believe you?" The devil laughed at this. My, he said in a silky voice. "How absurd. Believe me? Me? Obviously you shouldn't. You must believe yourselves." Then he became thoughtful. "Tell me," he said, "which among you is an atheist?" Slowly, a few people raised their hands. "Now, which among you, at this moment, is lying to me?" The first few people kept their hands up. My, he said with a soft chuckle. "For shame. Lying to the father of lies. Does that give you any superiority over me?" His eyes settled back on me, and he pointed. "You," he said, "stand up and come here." I didn't move. I didn't dare move. I was rooted to the spot. He smiled all the wider, revealing perfect, unnaturally white, unnaturally human teeth. "Come," he said. "I do not bite." I still didn't move. "Come on," the devil said again. "My master?" the Agagite said, slowly walking down from the crosswalk. "Did you make for me a son?" Haman cleared his throat. "Yes, I did. I had to clone it." "Beelzebub," the devil said, now turning to the demon who was pointing a glaive at him. "Do you hate my son?" Beelzebub smiled. The devil turned to the maskless Mickey. "Boy," he said softly, then pointed at Beelzebub. Do you know this man killed your mommy?
What?
Mickey said.
But I need to bring Mommy my shoe.
How tragic, the devil said again, with genuine sorrow. Now, she'll never even know she had a son. Silence permeated the warehouse.
What? What do you mean?
Your mother never even knew you existed, the devil said. And yet, you loved her with all your heart. What a shame she never had a chance to love you back. All because... Hillel turned back to Beelzebub with a fierce look in his eyes. Of this traitorous vermin. Because of him, your mother is dead. Beelzebub began laughing after a pause. Do not trust him, he snarled. He lied to me. He's doing the same. It happened so fast, none of us could even process it. Mickey had lunged forward with a blank fast, his axe swinging through the air and down on Beelzebub. The Lord of the Hunt only had a moment to block the blow with his glaive, surprise clear on his face.
You killed Mommy!
Mickey whined.
Why did you kill Mommy?
The soldiers still in the warehouse had their guns raised on both figures. Open fire, the devil said softly. They didn't listen. The devil sighed, then opened his mouth again, raising his voice slightly. Open, he said. Fire. His voice, despite its pitch, filled the warehouse. Then gunfire replaced it. Bullets impacted on Mickey's body, shredding it to pieces before it slumped to the floor. Beelzebub recoiled in shock before focusing on the white-haired man. You, he cried, seeming to ignore the bullets hitting his flesh. Hillel, you vile, contemptible serpent. I never should have joined you. That is a mistake you cannot take back. Hillel replied calmly. And never will change. No, Beelzebub growled, already charging forward. But I can at least claim vengeance for it. He roared, charging forward, then vanished. There wasn't even a brief fade or indication something was happening. Quicker than we could blink, he was gone. Fool, Hillel muttered. Foolish Lord of the Hunt. Return to hell and the void. He turned back to me. That, he said calmly, is my power. Impressive, isn't it? Please, do as I say now, and come to me. I still didn't move. Hillel glanced at the people around me. When I said I came to bring freedom, he said, I meant it. Freedom from the laws set in place by God. Ask yourself this. How can God claim not to tolerate things like rape, murder, but allow them to happen in the first place? Who is he to say they are wrong?
Shut up, said a woman who stood up now as well. Just shut up. Of course rape and murder are wrong.
Why? Hillel asked.
Because you're killing a person, she continued firmly. And when you rape them, you're violating them, tainting them.
What happens when you kill someone? The woman blinked, confused.
What?
When you kill someone, you free the soul from the body, Hillel continued. Nothing less, nothing more. A life is but a speck, and you don't pay much mind when you brush away any specks of dust, no? And rape, that most disgusting of crime. Ask yourself this. If rape is so wrong, why does it exist in the first place?
What are you talking about?
I refer to the fact no loving God would allow something as vile as rape to exist without a reason. Perhaps he wishes to entertain himself through your suffering. The stunned silence which followed allowed Hillel to smile triumphantly. Now you understand, he continued, what I mean when I say I offer freedom. I offer you a chance to be free of God's lies and cruelties. I offer you what it means to truly live. Or would you rather be a robotic husk, housing a soul, waiting for the day when death claims you? Wouldn't you rather enjoy true pleasure? His smile was once again salacious. You love a woman, yes? Does not the Lord say for you to love another woman is wrong? This is the same God which declares that rape and murder are wrong. How can he, who claims to be the God of love, claim this while condemning your own love? Her eyes were wide with shock at this. And she sat down slowly, hands on her face. Now, he said again, turning back to me, get up. I still didn't move. Hillel smiled, his lips reaching each ear. Fine, he said before turning back to the crowd. Jenny. I spun around, scanning the crowd for her. Then there were a few footsteps from the other end of the warehouse. I turned to see Jenny walking out of the shadows slowly, shaking from head to toe. My heart sank when she stopped next to Haman and Hillel. Jenny, he said. Your boyfriend, he doesn't know, does he?
No, what?
I said, glancing between them. Jenny began to cry as tears ran down her face. All of this, Hillel said, is her fault. Jenny sobbed.
What?
I blinked, stunned.
I'm sorry,
she said.
I'm so sorry, I didn't know.
That this would happen? Hillel laughed. Oh, but it has. And what did you ask in return for Haman's assistance? Haman smirked. An abortion. My blood turned cold at that. Jenny and I had never had sex.
No,
I said, shaking my head.
No, this can't be.
She needed someone to help her cover up her sin, Hillel said. Haman agreed to do so.
I didn't know,
Jenny shrieked.
I swear I had no idea any of this would happen.
She turned to Haman.
You said you'd help me.
Oh, but I shall, Haman said with a smirk. There was a glint, and a knife appeared in his hand. Now, hold still. I am no expert, but I do believe this will dispose of your unwanted guest. He laughed, drawing back his hand. No! I screamed, rushing forward as Jenny shrieked. Then I felt a hand on my throat, and I was looking into a pair of dark eyes that shimmered like a crow's wing. You shouldn't trust your senses, Hillel said with a soft, amused sneer. I glanced at Haman and Jenny. Jenny's eyes were wide, staring at Haman's empty hand. She backed away, breathing heavily. Converts, Hillel said, turning to them. Listen closely. The time has come. Do you wish to live past this night? No answer. If so, Hillel continued, there is something you must do. He dropped me to the ground with a thud. I groaned. Jenny shrieked, and then she was beside me on hands and knees, clutching her stomach.
I'm sorry,
she sobbed.
I'm sorry, I was tricked, I swear.
Something clattered between us, glinting in the light. Come, Hillel said again. Come forward. Free yourselves upon those who brought all this upon you. And then you will be spared.
How can we trust you?
Someone spat, the first man who'd spoken up. You expect us to rape and murder these two, after everything? His head exploded in flames. Then so did the rest of his body. Hillel laughed. You were never going to be a convert, he said before turning to everyone else. Now please ask yourself this. If, on this night, to survive, you had to free yourselves upon these two individuals, could you live with yourselves, knowing you'd never have to face the consequences for it? Save your life at the cost of theirs. I began to weep, stunned when I saw someone stand up and begin moving through the shocked, horrified crowd, toward me and Jenny. Then another, and another.
Oh God, I said. Oh God, no.
God, Hillel said mockingly, has abandoned you. I gulped, my eyes becoming wet, and turned to Jenny.
I love you,
I said as tears streamed down my face. Someone had picked up the knife while another person unbuckled their pants, looking away from us.
I love you so much.
Then there was a flash of light, and Hillel screamed, his voice becoming distorted and almost broken. The people in front of us shielded their eyes, cursing and screaming. Then I heard a voice in my ears, one I hadn't in years. Don't worry, laddie, he said. Your granddad is here to protect you.